True Crime Psychic Eye presents The Betty and Barney Hill Story. In September of 1961, Betty and Barney Hill took a delayed honeymoon to Niagara Falls. Barney was a postal worker, a veteran of World War II, and active in civil rights. Betty was a social worker who handled child welfare cases. Driving home in the middle of the night through the White Mountains in New Hampshire, there were no other cars in sight. Betty noticed a strange light in the sky. Barney initially told her it was likely a satellite. As they continued on home, the light followed them. It started moving erratically, zigzagging across the sky and seeming to get bigger. They stopped the car at a scenic turnout to get a better look. Through binoculars, it appeared to be a craft of some kind with multicolored lights. Unsure what it was, they drove on, and it continued to follow. About a mile south of Indian Head, it quickly descended, causing Barney to stop in the middle of the highway. The craft filled the windshield. Barney stepped out with a pistol in his pocket to get a closer look. Through the binoculars, he saw humanoid figures peering out the ship's window at him. The craft was approximately 80 to 100 feet overhead. The figures seemed to be wearing black uniforms. A red light on each side of the ship started to telescope out, and a long structure, possibly a ladder, started descending from the bottom of the craft. Telepathically, Barney was told to keep watching, and he couldn't lift his arm to his pistol. Terrified, Barney ran back to the car. He and Betty sped away and heard a strange beeping sound from the trunk. They became drowsy and passed out. When they regained consciousness, they were nearly home. They discovered their watches didn't work. Barney's shoes were scuffed and Betty's dress was torn. Later, she also noticed a pink powder on it. They couldn't account for 2 hours of the drive and had no idea what happened. Both felt compelled to take long showers, fearing possible contamination. 10 days later, Betty began having vivid dreams about the encounter. She had them for 5 nights in a row, and Barney developed anxiety and an ulcer. Barney was reluctant to report the incident since he and Betty were a biracial couple, something completely unusual back in those times, and he was worried about his civil rights work as well. But Betty was concerned about their health, and on October 21st, 1961, the Hills related their story to the Air Force in a 6-hour interview. Barney mentioned a mental block, suspecting there were parts he didn't want to remember. When they finally sought medical help, their story began being revealed under hypnosis. Gray beings had walked them up a long ramp and into the spacecraft. Once inside, they were taken to separate rooms and examined on a metal table. Samples were taken of their hair, skin, and nails. Needles on long wires probed them, including one inserted into Betty's navel, and what she was telepathically told was a pregnancy test. Betty later asked the one who seemed to be the leader where they had come from. She was shown a star map that she later recreated. In 1965, their story was featured by a Boston newspaper. Their lives were never the same, and eventually the account was made into a book and then a movie starring James Earl Jones. Their story was received with a mix of disbelief and ridicule, as well as interest by UFO groups in particular. The psychiatrist who had hypnotized them believed they were genuine, but that it all stemmed from Betty's dreams, so vivid and unnerving that it spilled over into Barney's consciousness. The Hill story was always consistent and never wavered. Betty had initially thrown out the dress, but retrieved it from the trash, realizing it was a connection to their bizarre experience. It was torn at the hem, zipper, and lining. But she had put up a fight when the beings initially took her inside the ship and wanted to do experiments, and they likely had trouble with the zipper as well. That pinkish powder that she had observed blew away when the dress was hung on a clothesline. The dress also had areas of discoloration, and had only been worn once before. It has been analyzed, but no reports seem to be available to the public. In 2024, stains were found on the front lining near the navel area. Tests from the sample that was taken were negative for blood, possibly being sweat or some other fluid, or possibly inconclusive due to the age of the dress from 1961, but it did match Betty's DNA. The Betty and Barney Hill story is one of the most famous alien abduction cases. They were respected members of their community, and their accounts never changed. Was it all based on dreams, or were the Hills taken inside an alien ship and examined? If so, who were the gray figures and where did they come from? Maryam and Denise will channel this case for answers.
Okay, I'm using a different mic. So does it sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome. Welcome to True Crime Psychic Guy. Tonight is a fascinating case. We are discussing one of the most widely reported accounts of alien abduction. Hold on, why is my phone ringing? Sorry, guys. Thought there was an emergency.
There's gonna be an emergency from Harlem if we don't get it together.
Oh my God. Did you know that if you click the side of your phone 5 times, it calls the cops? I've done that twice already, and I just did it again. I'm fine, people. Tonight on True Crime Psychic Guy, we investigate the most widely reported account of alien abduction cases in September of '61. It wasn't from a question. Oh, if it wasn't from a questionable source, that could be easily debunked. It came from a married couple in New Hampshire who were respected in their community. So while returning from a trip to Niagara Falls late at night, they spotted a strange light. It followed them, and the details of their experience would later come to light during hypnosis. So tonight we're looking into the case of Betty and Barney Hill. You guys, there's some footage on TikTok that Harlow found of their hypnosis. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and I made the decision to not use it because it's very disturbing. So we aren't going to play it here. Sorry. I was listening to it and I was like, this is too creepy. And I just had to turn my fan off. It opens up the conversation of fearing alien life, why we fear it, if we should fear it. And I felt like her abduction was incredibly scary for good reason. Mm-hmm. And it was really hard to listen to. And it was making me very uncomfortable. It was no different. It's no different than if you're listening to a human being abducted by other humans. Like, who listens to that? It was horrifying. And
thank you for sparing me the details.
See, you're welcome. Harlow made me listen to him. She made me listen to that. Forced me.
That's like, Harlow. She's such a brute that way.
Up over the phone.
No,
it's just that
look it up.
They had no memory of the abduction part until they were regressed, and that's pretty frightening.
Absolutely, and the whole thing was frightening.
Yeah.
So if we can remember, because I have these eyes on my arm. These are ET eyes. That's my family. But it doesn't mean that all ETs are good. It's no different than on planet Earth. Not all humans are good. So, and humans are abducting humans just like ETs are abducting humans. And is it okay? No. Do we want it to happen? No. But it's happening. So let's try and learn from it. Let's try and figure out how we can not be a part of that, just like we don't want to be a part of that happening here on planet Earth. And we start by studying these cases. So we are going to have Harlow direct us tonight on some questions and what she would like to know. We are doing this a little bit differently because Denise does do a meditation prior to the show. And in that meditation is when she gets a lot of her information. So we decided to have Denise supply Harlow with that information, not me, but Harlow. So Harlow could gather all that together and then she can lead us through what she wants to know and really direct as best she can. Like Denise said earlier, it's kind of like herding cats. Directing us into getting the information that she feels with all of her research is important. For anyone that's new here, I don't study true crime. I don't study alien cases. That is not something that I read about. At a very young age, I was told to not study up on anything that I would be using my mediumship for. That includes this, that includes medical, a lot of stuff. So with that being said, I don't have any prior knowledge. I was kind of in and out watching that video because I was trying to get my mic set up. So let's see what we get tonight. Harlow, how would you like to start tonight?
First, I'd like to say, after reading what Denise sent me, her notes were that she got that the aliens were attracted to them because they were a biracial couple, because it made them stand out. And she also said her throat tingled as if she was Betty, not being able to speak or to scream. And she did hit on, she had not seen this video, and she did say that Betty was feisty and fought them when they first went in the ship. And that's pretty interesting. Barney was more complacent, and the aliens wanted their DNA to create their own children, to continue their line. And she got that they were more of a small family of aliens, but as more of a sinister group. And
you broke up. I missed like that entire first part. What information is this? Denise's information?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Can you start just give me the first couple bullet points again?
She said the aliens were attracted to Betty and Barney because they were a biracial couple. It made them stand out and be very different. She says that her throat was tingling because that was Betty not being able to speak or to scream what was happening. And she didn't see this video that we just showed. And so she didn't know that it did include that Betty was feisty and fought back. And she mentioned that to me in her notes. So that was really interesting. But yeah, Barney was more complacent, and the aliens wanted DNA. They wanted to extend their line. So they, were looking for that. But they were more of a sinister group, she said. And then they kicked them out when they were done, and they went down the ramp. And she thought that was how Betty's dress had torn. And then the couple were afraid to speak out, thinking people would think they were crazy. So that was basically her notes on it, unless I've forgotten something.
I don't think so. I don't know. Like I sent this babbling message and then I followed up with an email.
I was pretty impressed that you got that Betty fought back.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, and for me,
let me do this. I want to try to line up what you're getting, what we already know, and then what I get. So okay, sorry, Denise, finish that thought and then I'll throw this up.
Oh, because I was going to say, and then when they pushed them out, like it was a shove. Like it wasn't okay, we're done with you. It was like, get the hell out of here. Like, go. I'll add to that because I don't want to influence you. So I want to see what you get from that part.
Okay.
Here's what we know about the Betty and Barney Hill abduction case. In September of '61, while driving late at night, the Hills see a strange light. Seeing alien beings in the spacecraft, they speed away, but it follows. They lose time, and once home, notice things they can't explain. After reporting the incident, they undergo hypnosis. In regression sessions, they tell of being abducted and examined by aliens.
Okay, so now Harlow, what are some of the what do you want to know? Where are their holes?
Well, I guess the main question is, did they really have this experience with extraterrestrials? The psychiatrist that hypnotized them thought they were genuine, but that it all stemmed from dreams, that it didn't actually happen. So I guess that's where you start.
Okay, and Denise, you're saying yes, you got that it did happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Ooh.
First, so I'm working right now with my eyes open instead of them closed like I normally do. Part of that is because I am told to remain alert. while having this conversation. And I think it's fair that we all already know that this really did happen. I don't think anybody doubts this. I'm not undermining your question, Harlow. I was just kind of stating everyone, all of us watching probably all believe, right?
Yeah.
We're all believers. So,
Yeah, I already got the feeling that it was real. So I think most people get that impression when they hear the details.
yeah. Harlow, give me another question. Let's just go based off of, yes, we all assume that that's real.
Why did the aliens focus on them? Why did they take them inside the ship?
So this is a group that does this regularly. And for most people, their consciousness isn't able to hold the experience the way Betty and Barney were able to. This was an underestimation on this specific ET group. They have been abducting for so long and taking people for so long and returning. They want me to make sure that that is there. And returning them. They don't take anybody and keep them, but they have been abducting for so long. And those that they abduct are not very conscious of anything beyond the physical body. They tend to take people who are not open to that, who aren't conscious of it. That way there is less pushback and more fear. When there's fear, you can manage them. They're kind of talking through me. You can manage them easier when they're fearful. So they choose their victims carefully. They don't feel that what they're doing is wrong because they return the people and they genuinely do their best to not harm them. They are looking for information on our species from an inquisitive standpoint. They do this to other species also. It's not just humans. So they will abduct from other planets besides humans to seek answers that they're looking for. Why this couple? I agree with what Denise brought forward as far as them being biracial. But they have there is, when we understand how all is in divine order, that things will happen that we perceive as bad, but yet are part of the divine setup. And these two intellectual and conscious individuals were taken to start the storytelling of ET existence. And so this specific ET group was doing what they do, going along, minding their business, and not realizing that there is, even for ETs, right? The universe has a plan, and part of that plan was for humans and planet Earth to become conscious and aware of ET life. And this is why this couple was chosen, because this couple was willing to speak up. And this couple didn't know that they were going to be chosen in that respect and for that reason, but that is why they were chosen. Both of these people have passed, correct, Harlow?
Yes.
Okay. It's like you're in court. Yes, Your Honor. I know you're muting.
My mic's.
I know. That's okay. That's okay. I know what you got to do. So go ahead.
Well, I had it muted so I could type. So.
All right. Questions. What else do we have?
Okay. Who were these specific aliens and where did they come from?
Ugh. Give me another one. I'm just kidding.
Why?
Anyone but that one.
Are they still abducting people today?
Yes, they are actively in the market of abduction. They are. This is why I'm channeling with my eyes open, because it's like sleep with one eye open. Like, these guys are serious abductors. They are serial abductors. That's the word I was looking for. And so they are part of the Greys, and a section of the Greys. They don't represent all of the Greys. They represent.
This particular story is really the original for the Greys. The artists that drew the pictures that they described, that's really where the image for the Greys first started, was back in '61 from this event.
Oh, interesting. Okay. The Greys have expanded. They've also raised their consciousness. So this doesn't represent, it's like saying, one bad human represents all humans. Denise, you're feeling the same thing?
Yeah, and I feel like the original, the ones that actually took them, were not as evolved and far more aggressive. And that's where things went awry, because they were conscious and they knew what was happening, and they didn't anticipate that when they abducted them. I don't think this was, I'm getting that it wasn't a plan, that it was an opportunity that presented itself and they just swooped in.
Okay. Interesting. Patricia's asking, are they using human DNA to reproduce? I don't feel that.
They did take a sample of Barney's sperm. So who knows?
I don't feel that. I know that there's alien groups that do that, but there's other things you can do with, I don't know why I'm saying this. This isn't me talking. There's other things you can do with sperm than just reproduce, apparently. In case you didn't know, I'm not a doctor, so don't ask me what those things are.
Or at least not in the alien world, right?
Right. They're saying there's other things you can do with that.
That's another show.
Right. It's another show that I don't know that I want to be a part of. I know that there's that crossover, right? Harlow, I had sent you an article. Remember of that guy that draws alien? Like that's the whole thing. But I feel like there's a fine line with the Greys and with this experiment and this experience. And I want to highlight something. Anita, I'll get to your question in just a second. Okay. So this comment here, victimhood is a human interpretation of an emotional event over which they had no control. Yes, but we don't want to, and I'm not saying that this person is implying that, we don't want to imply that the pain and suffering isn't real, right? And alien abductions are scary and painful. And I've been through my own when I was much younger. And even though I understand why I had those experiences and the necessity for me to have that experience, I still would not choose it again. And I understand how I choose my experiences, right? So they're also saying, yes, both were very, and let me clarify. I just like engaging with the audience. I'm not picking on this person by any means. When I refer to them as intelligent human beings, for me, I actually was saying they are conscious human beings, which is different from intelligence. I am not, bear with me, I do not regard myself as an intelligent human being. I do not study. I do not have facts that I can regurgitate. I am not well versed in multiple languages and multiple types of skill sets, but I am a very conscious human being because I study and practice. And when I say study, I mean I study in meditation, not that I read books. And when I was referring to these individuals, they probably were very intelligent. I have no idea. That's not what I was referencing, was their consciousness level, which means they have an awareness that there is more beyond this body and this planet, whether they were aware of that or not prior to this experience. And with that level of consciousness that they carried, it allowed them to open this door for us to now know about their experience and share it.
Well, and to your point, the fact that they did so much civil rights work also lends itself to the consciousness that they had.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Beautiful point. And here we're, I don't know who Paul Wallace is. Do either of you guys know who that is?
Mm-mm. I'm a little like you, though. Sometimes I'm not, I don't study because I just want to get, I don't want to be influenced sometimes. You know what I mean?
So I think that ultimately, possibly what they're saying here is what I was discussing about everything being in divine order, even the most painful and difficult situations. Any idea of their lifespan? Could these same aliens still be abducting? Yes, they are still abducting. And I will jump in and kind of pick apart more of that group and what's going on in just a sec for sure. Okay, good. Go ahead.
Have they interacted with people in any other way besides abducting them?
Oh. Well, okay, so let me answer that. What you just asked. Okay. Have they interacted in any other way other than abducting them? They don't. You know what? This is a great way to describe them. This specific group of the Greys, not all the Greys. This specific group of the Greys is like a really awkward party goer, you know, where they're telling really awkward jokes or they're really loud or people are just like, oh my God, that guy is so embarrassing. Because they are very unconscious of their inappropriate behavior. And so they don't know how to interact with human beings other than to do this. And lower vibrational groups tend to be who come down because higher vibrational groups know that Earth is too toxic and dangerous and stay away. So the lower vibrational groups can be a little naive when they are, you know, stomping through looking for somebody to bring on their ship. Their lifespans, they tend to live to be about 120, even up to close to 200. And I think, yeah, I answered that.
Have they ever taken any people to their planet, or do they always return people?
They always return people. You know, I've said this before. I find it very interesting that it continues to come through of this lack of desire to have human, interfering, because there's a reason why their lifespan is so long. They have healthy habits. They haven't done to their planet what we are doing to ours. They don't consume the way we consume. They don't have They don't have fast food. They don't eat animals. They eat plants. They don't have the what do I want to say? Consumerism. And so they live much longer. When you start to infuse the disease of most humans' DNA, that's going to bring down their DNA. And they know they don't want to do that. They know they don't want to bring down their DNA or their consciousness by infusing it with human DNA. Now you might say, well, you're telling me this is a low vibration group and they don't want to infuse with human DNA? Like, are we lower than them? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever just asked that question, I heard you, and the answer is yes.
What was the pink substance on the dress?
Ooh. Who are Alpha Draconians?
Different alien families.
Oh, they are? Oh, thank you, Benno from Oz, 1975. Sorry, what did you ask me?
What was the pink substance?
Powder.
Denise,
Pink
what did you think it was?
Woo.
Or did you not know?
I don't know that it had anything to do with the ship per se. I think whatever it was, like it was, I feel like they shoved them like, oh my gosh, you were a waste of our time, and just pushed them out.
Not funny. Uh-huh.
I know, but down the ramp, like I feel like there was a ramp and it was just like, get the F out of here. You were just too much work and see you later, bye. And I think it was just like they gathered something up on the ramp when they were, and I think that's where her dress got caught and torn. And I also had picked up that she was more concerned about Barney, because I got a sense that his health wasn't great, but it wasn't documented by a doctor at this point. So she was more concerned about his welfare. And whatever happened exacerbated his illness and progressed it quicker because of the overwhelming sense of having been abducted and the anxiety. Sometimes I just get going so fast. I'm like, oh, hold on, let me catch up. So it was more like that he already wasn't well, and so then this just accelerated the illness, and so I think, if I recall, I think he passed much earlier than she did.
I don't remember exactly. I know he did pass before she did. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I feel that the Grace or Troy Denny is Alpha Jerk. Oh, fascinating. Thank you. I should leave my glasses on. I need to give that up.
Sometimes you just are going to have to go with it, and just it's going to be okay.
How funny if we found an alien group that wore glasses. Talk about us being lower vibration. They're like, you can't even see, and you're only what, 51? Or how am I? 52. Okay, so let's go back. I feel the same thing. I'm not feeling a part of the pink stuff. A part of, like, there's this part of me, that interested part that wants to go, oh, that pink stuff, it was this or that or blah, blah, blah. But I'm also not feeling it to be anything. Like, I agree. I feel it to be part, but it's part of the ship or them, or not part of them, but like, I want to say the ship too. I agree. I just not something that was put on them.
Mm-mm.
The only really information we have from the analysis is that it's unknown proteins.
The only thing that I'm hearing is, it's like we kept saying, it's part, like, it's like if you if there's DNA under, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, like skin cells or something.
Thank you. Skin cells, like that. That's it's, which is a big deal. It's their skin cells. That's a big deal. But you and I aren't feeling it like a big deal, because it's like, It's not a big deal.
I was going to say, because we have it all the time.
Yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't anything else other than that.
Actually, what just popped in when you were saying that for me, it's almost like something that was on their feet. When they would go up and down the ramp themselves to get in and out of their ship.
Oh, wow.
You know how, like, if we go up and down our stairs and there's debris, it's almost like it was like that.
According to Betty's memory under hypnosis, they did walk them down the ramp.
They didn't throw them?
No, they walked them down and then into the forest. And then
maybe they wanted to throw them.
Could be.
No. Yeah.
Or maybe it was fast and it felt like that. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. The energy could have been just like, let's hurry up.
That's interesting. But yeah, we stand by that on the pink stuff. That's what that is they just picked that up as they were going through. Let's see. The reason the Greys are clumsy, non-feeling aware, is that they are biological avatars with a fixed purpose to carry out, as you so rightly said before. Interesting. Oh, wow. Oh, hold on. That takes you a second to understand that. Fixed purpose to carry out. Whoa. Ooh, I felt that. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Wow. We're going deep here with these guys. Okay. So what else? Harlow, what else you got?
That's pretty much the questions I had. Unless you want to go deeper into these specific aliens.
I like this name. The Greys, the Alpha
Draconians.
Alpha Draconians.
Well, they do actually, I feel like they have a lot they want to share, but I don't know if they're sure of what they want to share, because when you started to tap in, I felt so much energy here. Like, I was like, whoa, this is Maryam's turn.
Oh, because it was too much for you?
Not too much, but it was more like, I was like, I'm not supposed to be the one, tapping in right this second, because that was more what you were doing, because you were trying to connect with them. But I just felt so much energy right through this area. So I feel like they have a lot they want to share.
They do. You're right. All right, fine. They do. All right. So anyone in the anyone watching, you have questions for them, put that in the chat. Here we go. If I start to levitate, I blame you guys. This group is
put the cord, ground yourself down.
I'm just gonna hold on to the table. This group is a continuing journey of planet Earth. We are investigating the rise and fall of planet Earth. We are investigating the demise of planet Earth. We are investigating the demise of human life, animal life, plant life. We are trying to understand how we have gotten to this point and how you plan on fixing this point. We as a species have been where you've been, and we have cleaned up our act. Our purpose now in abduction is not what it used to be. We have become more compassionate, more conscious, and more aware. This doesn't mean that there won't be memory recall of suffering. We have paid the price for that suffering. But we continue with our journey of investigation to better understand who we are, why we are, and how we mesh and blend with plant, animal, and human life. We are able to integrate onto your planet without picking up the stench, their words, not mine, and a way of a bubble that is provided around us, they say us, meaning them, for safety and protection. This is why you are not kept on any crafts. This is why we do not take anything from the outer layers. This is why we only take from internal organs. We do not harm. And yes, this victimization is a word that we are learning to better understand and implement within our work. When we do harm, that is not our intention to do harm. When we do harm onto others, we don't intend that. We continue to learn as we go to get better, to not cause harm. Our hope is that one day humans and grays will live together. This is the hope. The understanding is that we may not be given that chance first without complete destruction. But we wait. Question. Somebody has a question.
Are there people on Earth that belong to this particular group of aliens? That's from Violet Strange.
Yes. Why is our reputation tainted? Why have you gone and decided that we are to be feared? I'm explaining to them the word victimization again and how that aligns with the fear. Yes, they understand that. What? Who else? Violet has another question.
I'm not
Go,
seeing
Violet.
it yet.
She may not know yet. Violet recognizes us. Don't be ashamed. Think about, I got to separate myself for a second and make this example. A lot of us come from families and we are not proud of family members, right? We have fathers or sisters or brothers or parents, like what that we're like, I don't approve of their behavior. I've disowned them. I don't appreciate it. I don't blah, 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 right? I am not like them. Violet and others have to accept that they are part of our group, our family tree. That doesn't mean that you are part of a bad family. There are always bad eggs, bad seeds. But we are working to clean that up. Someone in the group thinks that the information I'm being given is that I'm being lied to. Someone in the group thinks that what I'm being told isn't accurate because they aren't trusting that people They didn't use that word. That beings evolve and change. All beings evolve and change, not just human beings.
No one voiced that, but it certainly could be a thought.
Just sharing. They might be a little insecure. They're on their own apology tour for their bad behavior over the last. They laugh.
Was Betty's map correct? Was that a good representation of where they came from?
Yes, that that is their old house. It's kind of like, oh, we moved out
Okay.
a long time ago.
Good to know.
They're saying we don't live there anymore. I don't know if they meaning who I'm speaking with. That doesn't mean there aren't others that still reside there.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason I'm not feeling it completely gone. But who I'm speaking with says they don't live there anymore. So so are you saying that those of you that have evolved and come to a more compassionate place don't live there anymore? Yes. There is still life growing on that planet and living on that planet.
So I'm going to ask, did because they just said that they don't live there anymore, did they separate themselves to become more evolved?
There was a in our terms, war that took place to allow for a more evolved group to come forward. We don't have wars like you have wars, but that is a word you would understand.
Do you, I have a feeling now they don't actually have a home that they've chosen yet. Is that in fact true?
Temporary spaces we use. Airbnbs. But we are looking to I keep wanting to say buy property, but that's not the words they're using, but that's it I'm getting.
It's funny that you said that, because the thing that popped into my mind when you were checking into that is like I saw open space in like Montana. Like
there's a place, well, that could be it. That I think is another something. Let's put that to the side for a sec. I think you have something else to address. What they're talking about is a planet close to the sun. A revolution 346. There's a 7. 3478. Revolution 3478 by the sun. Revolution is just the is that the word I'm interpreting correctly? Is it an R? Is it something like that? 3478 is where they're looking to reside permanently. This planet has water, but they're waiting to see if more green grows. Montana is home to some bases where we do reside. Sort of. It feels more like us taking them and they now reside there. Then I'm not fully feeling it. I don't know, it's a little sketchy. Okay, anything else?
Harlow, you're muted.
That's what you get when you type. Will this group be part of open contact with us in the future? Violet's asking.
It depends on human behavior and human choices. We are willing, but we aren't sure that you will be ready.
Lots of comments, not a lot of questions.
Okay, good. I'm going to come out of this.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful session and conversation with a great group. And my apologies for assuming they were a darker crew. But to be fair, there was some questions. You know, it's kind of like if you drive into a dark alley, you're going to make some precautions first. And then when that dark alley proves that it's not as dark as scary as it looks, then you'll be okay.
Right. I also feel that they separated themselves from the original abductors, and that maybe they were a little darker, but then when they stepped away from them, they're, like you said, they're on a was a forgiveness mission. Is that what you said? I don't remember now.
Yeah.
You know, and so they're still doing the things that they've always done, but in a kinder, gentler way is what I got. And to, like you said, the war was to separate from the ones that still want to do things the way the newer don't want to do that. They want to be kinder and gentler, because what I heard, like what I got when they said they weren't sure if they wanted to live here with us or not, and if we were ready to have them, I think they're like, because obviously they're open to it. So I think they want to understand the human condition without the fear.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense. This is a lot. You were typing all of this? All
yeah,
right.
you want me to read some of it?
Poor.
This was Maryam's big idea.
You said the abduction really did happen. These aliens do this regularly. They do return people. They focus on non-believers for the fear angle to manage people. They are seeking info on our species. A biracial couple was unique. And this was an event to raise awareness of ETs on Earth. They're still taking people to this day. They're part of the Graves family. And then this is from them directly. Continuing journey watching the demise of Earth and humans, animals, plants, and if it can be fixed. Our abductions have changed, are more conscious. We have been where you are. We keep our distance to protect us. We don't intend harm, still learning. We hope to live together in time. That may not happen before complete destruction. They don't still live in the area of Betty's map. And then I think I pretty much went over what Denise got earlier.
Yeah. So interesting.
But they definitely wanted to share their message because they were not letting me let you out of it. So thank you for being willing, Maryam, to chat with them like that.
Yeah. I always loved it. Always love the ETs, man. They're my peeps. Even the scary ones.
The only thing I experienced during this one was that dream I had where I saw myself making a lamp with little UFOs hanging from it and all lit up. So
it's so cute.
It's interesting.
You might need to make one of those.
I was going to that lamp.
I don't know how to make lamps.
Oh, yeah, I don't know either.
Oh, thank you, Benno from Oz.
Thank you.
Really sweet. Hi, Joanne. Anton's here. Let's start over.
That was interesting.
That was really interesting.
That was a good one. I loved that. That was awesome.
And it's really good intel on Greys and how they've continued to grow over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
For me too. I mean, because listen, if I'm not channeling them, all you do is get these snippets on the news or TikTok or what, like the news meaning like other folks, right? And you're just
Yeah, it's not the actual news because I don't watch that.
the actual like, well, the grace today. And so you're just like from hearsay, you hear that a certain group is bad, right? But you don't ever really know until you actually talk to them. And then once you talk to them, you're like, God, sorry, guys. I mean, to be fair, they did earn the bad rap. I mean,
that started so many decades ago.
I was going to say,
even this one was
fair.
61. Yeah.
This has been going on for a little, over 60 years at this point. It's understandable that we have this little cautionary tale of y'all are bad.
Right. Well, that was amazing. Harlow, as always, great work. Denise, I love the work that you're doing ahead of time. That's amazing.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Your work always just fills in the gaps, right?
Right.
All the
It does end up doing that, because when I get all of that and I type that all up and I give it all to Harlow, I was like, I do not know how this is going to fit together, but we'll find out.
That was actually a question I was going to ask, Wayne. I was thinking the same thing.
What?
Are those aliens the ones that people are seeing on the East Coast?
Oh, he's saying they are the ones.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was going to ask that and I forgot.
Wow. Isn't that interesting? Interesting. Ooh, I want to sit with that for a sec. They're the ones saying, yeah, this is why we include the audience, because listen, I say this all the time, but I really love saying it. The universe is so massive. There is no way one medium can ever gather, hear, know, communicate all the information. You always need all of us, because we're all going to hear something different, something similar, and it's all true,
Yeah, just like I get busy, I can't even remember all the questions I want to ask. So I can only imagine trying to channel this stuff.
But that's the beautiful part, is then you have people like Benno, you have people like Wayned, you have people like Anton, Joanne, Violet. Where is Anita? Anita, I can't find your name, but you're in there too. Like all of you guys helping Patricia, because this is how we gather, right? That's how you gather information, right? There's not just one scientist doing one thing. This is how much I know science, right? There's doing a lot of things.
They build on each other's stuff.
Right. And that's what we're trying to do with the show, is bring everyone in and go, wow, look at all this. Look at something we didn't even think of putting the pieces to.
Right.
They're the ones making themselves known on the East Coast. And they're coming. We did, for you guys that are new, I have a playlist where Harlow and I tracked when all this energy started in November of last year. We started tracking all the stuff. So go back and watch it. There's a lot of, it was fascinating. And we were just talking about how interesting it is that we were told to just stop. Like neither one of us, or even like there's videos still circulating because it's actually ramping up, but we have just been shown, like, we kept doing those episodes as long as we were being shown the work. Like, as long as we were being shown, talk about this. And then once that stopped, we were like, okay, we're done.
Yeah, drones, orbs, plasmoids. We went through all of it, covered it all.
I think the last time we did the show together, that was the last one we did besides this one. Then we've done other things, but that was the last alien. Please
share with us in the comments or on our community page if there's any cases you want us to explore, alien, let us know.
And tell your friends, share our page, and so we can grow a little bit too. We love having all the people jump on and help us with this.
I'm happy to have stumbled on this. I've been talking to interdimensional ETs for quite some time. Very frustrating at times. Oh, I can imagine. We are glad to have you. You're going to bring so much to our episodes, and thank you for being here. Okay, you guys, nice work. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.